Hello, friends. Let's go.
He's just carefully arranging the pieces on the board. It's still just the opening. It's still the opening. And when people say, what has he done in these few months? Name me at least one US president who achieved more in a similar period of time.
This is one of the main and most vicious Russian propagandists, Vladimir Solovyov. Apparently, Vladimir Putin is seriously trying to court Donald Trump. Here we call that rolling up your eggs. It's crude, it's vulgar, but it's accurate. The significant thing is Russian President Vladimir Putin announced today that he is indeed ready to continue observing the crucial Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty, also known as START. These are those very large missiles that can and are supposed to carry, among other things, nuclear warheads, and which, in fact, were designed and developed by the Soviet Union and Russia specifically to threaten Washington and other countries. But first and foremost, they were created against the United States.
That this particular measure will only be truly viable and effective if the United States of America also acts in a very similar and consistent manner, and importantly, does not take any steps whatsoever that would significantly undermine or disrupt the delicate existing balance of crucial deterrence capabilities.
Or perhaps Vladimir Putin is having problems with weapons production, and he no longer wants to manufacture these huge missiles. Maybe there aren't any left at all anymore. Or maybe this is a kind of gesture toward Donald Trump, because it seems like Putin has softened his desire to blow this planet to smithereens. Remember, he used to say, well, why do we need a world if there is no Russia in it?
And why would we need such a world if Russia isn't in it?
If Putin bribes European Union leaders like Viktor Orban or intimidates them like Andrzej Duda, he interacts with Donald Trump in a completely different way. He very respectfully and quite carefully invites him to take a comfortable seat right next to him, precisely beside his very large, prominent red button. And as for his predecessor, Joseph Biden, he recalls him, of course, with disdain.
A political and diplomatic achievement in the field of strategic stability was the signing in 2010 of the Russian-American Strategic Offensive Arms Treaty. However, later on, due to the extremely hostile policy of the Biden administration, which violated the fundamental principles on which this treaty was based, its full-scale implementation was suspended in 2023.
And perhaps the most interesting thing is that the man who is officially considered the spiritual father, that is, the spiritual advisor and confessor of Vladimir Putin, Tikhon Shevkunov, who is in fact an agent of the Russian special services, like most high-ranking clergymen in Russia, recently wrote a note about Charlie Kirk, who was killed. And in this detailed note, he clearly described the significant contribution that Charlie Kirk made to the profound development and widespread popularization of Christianity. This is rather strange, because I suspect that before this, Putin's spiritual advisor didn't even know Charlie Kirk existed. And I can't call it anything other than a desire to please Donald Trump and draw attention to himself. And the most interesting thing is how Russian propaganda has literally started kissing Donald, as they call him, Fredovich Trump, on the butt.
How much money did he fleece from the whole world, making them sign investment contracts and agree to, well, you know. So how much money did he actually bring into the US?
But what I'm truly saying is that in this particular case, I distinctly separate political, military, and economic matters, considering them as distinct entities.
Just a minute. NATO's about international affairs. How much did he make NATO increase their contributions? He succeeded.
By 3.5%.
Exactly. Something no one had been able to do before. He really struck a blow against Iran.
I'm not arguing about that.
No, I mean when we're talking about international affairs. On top of that, they pushed through the extension of sanctions. They effectively stopped the war between Iran and Israel, at least for a while. As is always the case in the Middle East, it's all temporary. That was also achieved. A couple of conflicts in Africa, whether we like it or not.
That's all for now. I'm looking forward to your comments and subscriptions. See you.